Alright, welcome to another week of Ether Raids. We're starting off with Phoenix for the first match of this week, and we're going to go with the Sita team. Not the fondest of this particular team configuration because all I got, well, I have Claude here for the bonus. I was really trying to figure out who to put in this spot, or in that spot. The team is kind of locked. Fjorm stays, Sita stays, Freyr is a must. Or actually I could swap them out for range unit Makaya or Ninja Saline. Ather stays, and then the last spot is one of the bonus units, so I couldn't figure out who to put there. Not a lot of range on his team, so it kind of made sense to put Claude there since he has the Cav mobility plus range. Helps out with getting the pots and stuff, but then you can see it's a ton of blue units here, unfortunately, so that's not the greatest thing. So I don't know, hopefully it works out for this week, we'll see. His status effect support should be helpful to Sita, I guess. I think she's really the only one that would benefit from it, since AoEs plus shield fighter, so, you know, not a lot of need for pulse-up support in two of those situations. Probably like half of the team doesn't really need it. But yeah, Claude is here. Hopefully he doesn't fraud too much. And this is the first one that we're going to get going with. Now, this is actually pretty tricky here because Sita will lose to this Ather if he has full support. Because of the brave hits, he should be able to take her out. So gonna try to avoid him as much as possible. The rest of it should be okay, unless I get hit with that AoE and then something weird happens. So it's kind of difficult to position here. Gotta try to figure out what the best layout is going to be for the team, just to avoid everyone. And also I kind of want to be outside of Gatekeeper's range as well in terms of where he will inflict his drive buffs. We don't want to make the enemy team stronger than they need to be, especially Ather and Felix here. So we want to, I don't know, I kind of want to move it over here maybe, but then that's directly in line with Hathrun's AoE, Blazing Wind, and Sigurd, of course. And then also I got to move out of the warp range here for Fjorm. That's not good for her. So, I don't know. Gonna take a minute here to think about what the best alignment is in terms of, you know, just spacing out the team. And then also I got to make sure that it's set up for the following turn. Neathauger is going to be there, which is fine. Actually, that's not fine, actually, because it means that Claude will end up having to... Maybe someone will be exposed and Claude can do, you know, something and someone else. He's not going to be taking out this Neathauger. I don't believe, unless Sita can like bring her down quite a bit, but yeah, maybe I should change this team. Take Claude off for someone else. Bonus units are
as you say.
The Valentine's banner plus Ira. Maybe Ira could be in Claude's spot. She's a red unit. Potent support, lull. I think I might actually do that. 3-space movement.
I'll get us there.
Yeah, I think I might drop Claude from this team for Ira.
What shall we do?
And she could potentially even take out Neathoggers as well. I figured I'd bring Claude because gravity, but I just realized that typically with Chaos Season, I am going to be leaving the or at least with this team isn't really designed to take out the far save on the first turn or on any turn until they're like the last unit. So if that's the situation, the far save is probably going to be Neathauger, Hector, or someone like that, and Claude doesn't really take out far saves. So if the goal, or when the goal, by that time, Claude, I wouldn't have a bonus skill, and Claude, for him to be able to get one of the Neathoggers as a bonus skill, I don't think that's going to happen for him. So, yeah, probably not the best idea to have him on this team, actually. I'm probably going to swap him out for Ira, who will have more... I'm more optimistic about her being able to take out one of the saves, one of the snakes. I'm more optimistic about her being able to do that. The only thing, no null follow-up on her. No way to fit that on this team. It should still be fine. I think between Sita plus Ira, there should be enough firepower there to help take out a snake. So, yeah, I think that should be the plan. But let's see how this one goes. I've set up here in a position that... I should be winning the speed check. What is going on here? Plus 34, 27. Yeah, I should still be winning the speed check. Ah, that's not good, because now he can do whatever he wants. Alright, so this is a big fat L. How come I didn't win that speed check? Against an unmerged Felix. That is really unfortunate. Was it the gatekeeper support? It's literally why I moved out of the way also. But I don't think that would have just been like plus 5. Ooh, I die. Okay. The air having. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. How much is it? 5 from his weapon plus another, I think 3, so it's about an 8 stat swing for speed. And then everything else that Felix does, it shouldn't bring him close enough to being able to not get doubled unless the lull kicked in, because typical, then no, I have the wave skill, so I usually have a blue buff on speed. Huh. 46. That wasn't actually quite bad. He had a ton of survivability there. That's actually pretty interesting. But yeah, really should have won that speed check. How is he so fast? It can't just be Gatekeeper. What's going on here? 52, no blue buffs, a solo skill. That's just 6. That's not enough. Okay. Support buffs. So that's 5 plus Divine Light. That's 10. Okay. Alright, I see it. So that's 10 plus 8 plus 6. That's probably enough. That sucks. Alright, let's play another one, man. GG's. Alright, here we go again. Let's give this one a try. We're gonna go with the Edelgard. Man, I keep saying we, but I'm gonna go with the Edelgard team this time. And this is kind of a prototype of what I wanted to bring into Light Season with Yunaka. I'm still trying to figure it out. There's still some things to work around. Sigurd won't be there, and Tana won't be there either. So, well, neither will Baby Golvig. So, I guess it's just Edelgard and Lucina that are really going to be on the team. Well, not this Edelgard either. So, even less of the units. It's going to be Winter Edelgard, because I prefer her terrain effect. Or, well, she has a terrain effect as opposed to this one doesn't have a terrain effect. And I just want to keep using Winter Edelgard for a little bit longer. Eventually she'll fall off, which is the same thing that happened to Summer Edelgard, but there's still applications for Winter Edelgard to try to get some more use. I can get some more time out of her, so I'm going to give that some more thought in terms of how to put the team together properly, and then you'll see that in Light Season. There's a spot for it, so it's definitely going to go there. But yeah, man, that last match, I'm still like... I don't know why it took me so much by surprise that Felix outsped. Well, didn't really outspeed, but speed tied with Sita there. I wasn't able to double him. Because it's a similar strategy to the one that I used in the last SDS with Alir and Neathogger on the same team. It was really to give all of those status effects to Alir to make him, Winter Alir, to make him deceptively faster than he's already fast, but he just makes him that much faster. And I didn't pick up on it, which is what's the word? Unfortunate, I guess. I didn't think the speed bust would end up being that much on what's his face, the guy that did the thing, Felix. I didn't think it would end up being that much, but or I didn't even consider it. I was just looking at the drive speed from Gatekeeper as the main thing, And yeah, it turns out to be like what, plus 18 or something around there worth of speed stats between the status effects and the drives that he was getting from Gatekeeper, which is a ton more than Sita was getting, which Sita wasn't getting any speed from anywhere really, aside from, you know, the skills that she had equipped. There's no status buff that was giving speed in combat for her, and it was really just down to, I'm surprised that he didn't double me, to be honest, but that's really where merges come in, I guess. So yeah, that's definitely something to consider. The reason that I wanted to point it out again as well is that it's a great, these status effects are becoming a great way to make your unit deceptively bulky, because it's like, it's drive stats, but you're bringing the stats with you, and I like that. You don't have to, like, someone like Felix can go all the way across the map and still have plus 10 speed in combat because of the status effects that he has with him. Really, it's more that, like, is he really getting plus 10 from the Divinely Inspired? Gives you more. I don't remember exactly how much it scales, but at least I want to say 5 minimum. But I think it can scale somewhere, like, I don't remember, but it's a lot. It's a good amount. But yeah, you can get across the map and still have those stats with you, and that's a great way to what's the word here? Future-proof, or incorporate new status effects into the game. Kind of the same thing with Rally Spectrum and Husk Spectrum. So I hope we keep getting more status effects like that, because it's a great way to swing speed stats in your favor, especially if the opponent isn't paying attention. And I definitely was not paying attention in that scenario. But this man is done. This is typically what happens when Edelgard joins the party. Pretty quick clear. GG's, let's play one more. Okay, so here's our second match, or third match, second, depending on how you look at it. And this is the type of map that I want to be able to use my Edelgard team on, with Winter Edelgard. With Barricade here, it's really challenging to just traverse across the map and get Edelgard into position. So this is what I'm trying to build for. And it's this map, as well as the Cavline map, that I'm really focused on, because those are the ones that can be a little bit cluttered, you know, to try to do something like reposition or smite plays. It's kind of difficult to get out of the starting area on those particular maps. So that's kind of what I'm trying to build around. That's why I'm trying to bring Yunaka into the fold, to see if I can get some type of Yuri-like foul play shenanigans going, where I'm able to warp and then swap into a spot that is favorable or closer to the action, but I haven't really figured it out fully yet. And then also, I feel like I still might have to rely on Tana to some extent, OG rearm Tana to some extent, just for extra mobility. But I don't think that's going to be the way to go, because the warping, we're just kind of done with warping, man. Well, for the time, I don't even think it's for the time being, because I think Tree Man will always be essentially limits the, I don't want to limit the amount of opponents that I can use that team against, because I was really able to use it in most scenarios, as long as the near save wasn't like incredibly tanky, or if there was no near save, I was able to use that team. But now I can't use it at all, because all you have to do is put some type of barricade, low ground, higher ground on the map, and I then can no longer warp in. I could still even do it to some extent when Gatekeeper was there. So it's kind of interesting that I'm struggling this much to try to figure it out, but once I get the team together, it's gonna put in work. I can guarantee it. I was wondering if I should even put like both Edelgards back into play, since I don't really use Asker that much anymore. He's kind of not like doing the most for me. But then I don't really know how I would move them. I feel like maybe another dancer might help, but then again, man, being able to warp is such a big part of that team composition. Sometimes you don't want Edelgard to be the only one up there. You know, she can get stuck. You might want some way to get her out of danger if you end up running into something that you can't take out. So yeah, I'm just still haven't figured it out yet. If someone has like something that you can get it to work, where Edelgard is getting through barricade on like this map, the desert map, or the Cav line map, you know, the one that everyone used to use, definitely, you know, let me see. I'd love to be able to build around that or just copy whatever you have. But yeah, I'm still working on it. Kind of this match is kind of annoying because Leon is being annoying. It's going to be hard to get the pots. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get both of the pots here and then get the wins. Kind of running low on turns here. I think I need to start moving, but I can't really break formation just yet because I do need all of the support units here in a line still. So we're gonna have to probably wait out one more turn before we start moving around. Again, barricade here on Neathauger is being a pain. Yeah, warping. You don't. Warping. The warp meta was so fun, and unfortunately, it seems to be done, at least for now. I don't think... It depends on how many more Beast far saves we get, Beast and Dragon far saves we get, which I don't think there are going to be many more for this year. I want to say... Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any more this year because last year was really like a big Beast renaissance because all of the characters, the OCs from the story, or the majority of them were Beast units, so it made sense for us to get a ton of Beast and Dragon. I guess kind of Dragons to some extent, but it made sense for us to get that skill line, to get more skills in that skill line. But I don't think that's going to be the case for this year, unless Brave Ectonir is an armored beast, which I hope they don't do because that's pretty boring. But it seems like the best way to get everything in on him, because then you could put bonus doubler and everything else that he's able to do, the cleansing and all that. You could put it on him if you make him a beast. It feels like the logical conclusion to come to, but then it feels kind of boring because that's just another beast armor and we've already gotten so many. And then also, what are your other options, you know? Like, are you going to make him another Cav? Then I don't know. Also feels kind of boring. I don't know. Doesn't seem like a lot of options there. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get a ton more Beast and Dragon skills with warp blocking in them. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong on that. Probably. But I feel like this warp bubble meta that we're currently in will decline at some point. At least the snakes will decline in usage at some point, maybe later on this year, probably around, I want to say, June. We should start seeing less of May, June. I think we should start seeing less of the snakes. And then once they're gone, like, who's really stopping us aside from Larather in terms of warp bubble shenanigans? Maybe Ray as well, depending on, you know, fodder chain and investment. But definitely Light Season will be a problem in terms of just being able to warp, and that's what I'm trying to build the Edelgard team around, to find a way to get around that, because Edelgard needs pass or a way to get through. She needs to be able to initiate, so you gotta find a way to get her up there, even if there's a trap in front of the unit that you're initiating on. That's another problem that you have to solve as well, which is another reason why I've been looking at dagger units, because they have disarm traps. So I wanted to see if I could incorporate them in terms of, you know, movement stuff and disarming traps and all of that, just to get Edelgard into play. It feels unnecessary, but when she gets going, she solos a map in a matter of minutes, and it's really the easiest way to clear. Just bring Edelgard and let Edelgard do Edelgard things. It's really the easiest way to clear a map. As you saw in that last match, it only took like, what, 4 minutes? As opposed to when I'm trying to tank something, or, well, either type of tanking, double save or trying to omni-tank it, typically takes a bit longer just to set up or trying to move around the map to get the pots, which is what I'm trying to do here. Not successfully yet. I only have 2 more turns left, and I'm nowhere close to either of the pots. So, yeah, definitely want to figure, like, it's essentially gale forcing, but it's easy gale forcing because she makes it so easy. I don't know, like, I don't know if it's going to be like a Edelgard gimmick for much longer. I see them trying to give maybe the Felix that's in the game, base Felix, some way to replicate what Edelgard is able to do, and I'm pretty sure they'll give someone from Engage that capability as well to just have additional actions. So I don't know how much longer it'll be an Edelgard type thing, the Raging Storm, but for now, well, Sharena, I think, will definitely have something. We have something to base it off of as well, with Bridal Sharena being able to get the extra actions. So I definitely think her Brave version should have some component of that. Additional actions, it would make sense. I mean, there's nothing else to base it off of. So I think she'll be a mage with extra actions, at least one. I don't see that being too much of a problem. And that will be great for the base. Since we already have Felix, that will be great to have a mage version of that. So I wouldn't mind that being a thing. I was listening to the podcast with DTM and co, and I don't know, man. I feel like I disagree with a lot of stuff they say. Sometimes it feels like they all agree with everything that they're all saying sometimes, which is, I guess, when you have friends and you all talk about the same game, at some point you're all going to come to the same conclusion in terms of how you feel about things about the game, which is why I think they should probably have guests on the show to have some type of differentiating opinions. But then also, like, the fake community is pretty small, and there really aren't that many, I want to say, outrageous takes that you can have, because it's pretty obvious what's going on in the game once you play it. So I don't know, personally there were some things that they were saying that I just didn't agree with, in terms of like some units that were bad, like Dimitri. They weren't very high on Dimitri, and I'm very high on Dimitri, Valentine's Dimitri. I think he's fantastic.
I understand.
And who else? What else did I not agree with? There were well, I think that was more of an Oblivion thing. Oblivion is still pretty high on Claude. I don't know, because it was recorded after, before SD, so I don't know if he still thinks the same way about Claude. But I am not high on Claude in the slightest. I don't think he's very good.
I understand. Let us begin.
And there are just some other things that they were saying, and I was like, nah, I don't agree. Yeah. But it's still fantastic to listen to. Definitely give it a check out if you haven't listened to DTM's podcast. Is it a podcast? It's just I watch it on YouTube. Like, what is a podcast even? It's just homies talking. But yeah, definitely give it a listen if you haven't done so already. I mean, you play the game. Why not listen to what the experts have to say? I said that in quotations. GG's. See you in the next one.